Hello everyone, this is Alex with Dallas Fish Daddy again, and in today's video I'm going to explain how to do an auto top-off system pretty inexpensively. So what you're seeing here is a glass 3-gallon aquarium that I bought from Amazon. I think it was like $30 or $40. And the reason I point this out first is because you can buy reservoirs from like a bulk reef supply or Fish Tank Direct, but they're going to be like hundreds of dollars depending on the size that you go with. And I just felt like that was a little excessive just for a box. And so what I did was bought this $30 or $40 item. I'm used in this right now is RO water, and the pump and auto top off system is the MagTool, I think it's Duetto2 with auto top off with safety alarm system. I think it's like $65 or $70 on Amazon, but you can also buy it on MagTool's website. What's neat about it is it has a fail-safe built in over here on the right side. This is just like a little computer that basically ensures that it won't overfill. It's a selected amount of time at which it'll only pump for. The other thing is it's got, if you click the button, it will pause too for when you're doing a water change and you don't need to take the RO water out. And in the sensor, I'll show you, put the light on for just a second. The sensor is this blue little sensor up there near the skimmer. It's really important to have that in a spot where there's not a whole lot of flow, so I try to keep it away from the hang on the back. And then we'll come back down here just a second to show you some things before we go back up. But the black pump is with the MagTool system, and you can see that there's the tubing that takes it out into the back and then comes all the way up and it discharges here. I want to show you a different feature that I added. It might be a little overkill, but there's a gray pump in here. This is a Sicce multifunctional small pump. And the reason I'm doing this is because I think it's better to always have the water moving. You can kind of see the ripples here. Though it's being used maybe every other day, every day a little bit by, the water gets kicked up a little bit with the MagTool pump. I think it's best to always have the water moving, since you don't want any bacteria or things to build up in here. Just so that it kind of keeps the maintenance down on the actual item, and it keeps the gunk buildup at a minimum. The reason I went with an auto top off, I know people can just take jugs of water and just pour right into the aquarium, is because when you're running high light, like I am, like any Kessels, Chihiros, AI, what have you, Ecotex, you're creating a lot of energy, heat energy, light energy, and your water, especially if you have a lot of surface agitation, will evaporate rather quickly. And depending on the time of the year, for example, too, you may get more or less as well. When it's in the drier months, you also get more evaporation. And so it can be kind of a convenience factor thing for people in freshwater, just to have a system that will automatically top off at a selected amount, which is great because it keeps it within a certain range, that sensor. You could see other videos and how they work, but just trying to show you that I did this whole system here for, I think it was like $70, or I'm sorry, $100 total for the reservoir and the pump system from MagTool and the Sicce pump, just to keep things moving. For saltwater people, auto top offs are almost a necessity because if the water evaporates quite a bit, your salinity changes, and so they're constantly wanting to make sure that it's within a reasonable range. And so that's why they have those systems. But for freshwater, it's not a necessity, but it's a nice to have. And this is a way to do it for roughly $100 instead of, hundreds and hundreds of dollars like you can. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I could show you about this system. I did put a little paper towel here just to soak up any water that does happen when I'm having one of my water jugs that I'm putting in. But other than that, this is the auto top off reservoir system that I have in my 56-gallon planted aquarium. Thank you. Bye-bye.